Welcome to Thursday Thoughts, your weekly dose of real, honest conversation on all things personal growth. These are the chats Lucy and I love having every week over on Instagram. They're unfiltered, unedited, and always rooted in practical tools and a dose of inspiration. Let's dive in.
How are you?
I'm all right, thanks. I'm actually still in my bed because I going down the stairs and up the stairs is a once a day thing. I haven't faced it yet to get down there because I'm good. Giles has gone back to work today, so I've got the kids in charge of me. So yeah, we're okay. It's just been a bit of a really, really strange, surreal few days. But God, do you know what? I'm good and I've been really well looked after. My knee is, I'm on the other side of it. That's what I keep thinking. I keep thinking of giving birth, because when you have a contraction when you're giving birth, it's almost like, okay, well, we've done that now. So that's one less to get to the final result. So I keep thinking about that. Like, right, that's another day done. So I'm closer to the final result. I've kind of done the hard bit now, and now it is literally just letting my body recover and I've got to just work really hard at doing all the things I've got to do to get my knee back working properly.
Yeah.
So it's been completely weird.
Well, general anaesthetic makes you feel weird anyway, doesn't it? I mean, just a general anaesthetic alone is enough to kind of fuck with your head.
Yeah, I mean, it's the strangest thing.
Yeah.
And I've just been going, just sort of disappearing for a couple of hours and then coming back. And I've been feeling really sort of woozy and tired and just falling asleep like that.
Really.
Unexpectedly. So, it does really take it out of you with general anaesthetic.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's and obviously it's just been also just managing all the pain and then all the painkillers. I've never taken, I never take painkillers off. I don't take them very often. So just taking lots of painkillers as well. I think your body is, I'm just not used to doing that. So, but it's all it's all under control. It's going the right direction. And I've just got to be patient. Be patient.
And basically you're gonna. So I'll let you tell everyone what we're talking about today, because it's partly to do with this whole thing.
Yes, yeah. Well, we were wondering what we're going to talk about this morning, and actually, I thought that one thing we could talk about, which I think is relevant into so many different areas of life, is keeping the faith, trusting the process, because I mean, like anybody else listening has had any sort of anything where things has taken a little bit out of your control and you're not sure, you're unsure of the outcome, but you have got a goal out there in sight, then you've just got to trust the process. And I think for anyone who's had surgery before, anyone who's managing an illness, or you have got to, and particularly if you're particularly if you go into a hospital and then you go and have something like a general anaesthetic where really you are totally out of control.
You literally have got to trust the process.
Literally got to trust that they're going to do what they're saying they're doing, and that it's all going to be okay. And that's it's weird, because I do remember when I was in the hospital and being wheeled down for the anaesthetic. I just felt so strange, because it's like, shit, I really am this is all out of my control now. I've signed a paper and I'm being wheeled down, and that's it. I've got to trust that I'm going to wake up. I've got to trust that they're going to do a good job with my knee. And of course, I woke up, and of course I was so well looked after. But now it's also a big part of it is really trusting my body that it's going to heal. And that's what I've really been thinking about, is I have to give my body the right conditions for it to be able to do its thing, because our bodies are amazing and they can they heal and they can regenerate. I've got a bit of my hamstring now, which is one of my tendons in my knees, and that's obviously got to, it's all got to settle down and it's all got to heal itself. So you just have to trust that it's all going to work. And of course they've done it before, and I know that of course it's going to work. But then also you've got to trust that, take it to the timings of things. I can't rush things. But then at the same time, I've got to trust what they've given me, even if it's really bloody painful. I've got to trust that that's what, the advice is right. So there's so many things that I have really got to just believe and have faith in, and and do, so that I can, I will be running and dancing and doing all the things I normally do, as soon as I can. I think that's relevant for so many things, whether whatever it might be, even if you've got a goal that you're working towards, and life feels like nothing's really happening, and it's slow progress, and at the moment, honestly, it feels so slow. This has been such a big lesson for me in just slowing it down and really allowing others to help and to receive help, and trusting that it's all going to be okay. Of course it is. It's going to be fine.
Oh, Polly, gosh. I mean, I mean, you do, particularly, I mean, for your situation, it is literally a question of trusting the process, like in a more kind of literal sense, I think, than when we're thinking about something like, goals and it's funny because my word of the year this year is faith. Not in a religious sense, but just faith as in trust, basically. Just having faith that everything is working out. And I think this is a mindset shift that you and I have talked about it before, I'm sure. It's just this idea of having absolute faith that everything is working out for me. Everything is working in my favor, even if it doesn't feel like it is. And certainly, obviously you're talking about, in the context of your injury, you're talking about, faith that the doctors are going to do what they're going to do, and the actual process. But in the sense that I'm talking about it, it's more about like, where I'm trying to get to, that can feel really slow. And sometimes I have those days, as you know, where I just feel like, oh God, everything takes so long, and I just, I start losing faith, and I start doubting myself, and I start doubting what I'm doing, and I start doubting everything. But then when I have those moments, I then come back to this idea that everything is working out for me. I often have moments where I feel like I start to doubt myself. I start to wonder what I'm doing. I'm talking about like my business and what I'm doing with my life and and I start to really doubt myself and just doubt what I'm doing and doubt that anything is happening. And I think you have to, I mean, this is sort of talking about manifestation, really. You have to be, when you are moving towards a goal, there is there can be a long period of time where it feels like absolutely nothing is happening. And so in this context, I am trying to have absolute faith that things are happening in the background. I mean, you and I have talked before about this idea that, we are co-creating with the universe. So like we take a step forward, the universe takes a step forward, and I absolutely believe that. I believe that, our thoughts and our feelings and our actions are absolutely impacting our reality. But it is like a co-creation with this higher power, universe, God, source energy, whatever you want to call it. And I have found it's really helpful when you just make the decision to have that faith, and sometimes it can feel really difficult, but it always feels better. Whatever you're doing, it always feels better when you choose to have faith that things are working out for you rather than not, because it's a mindset shift. Do you know what I mean? Like, we have a choice. You can either be like, oh, everything's going wrong, everything's, nothing's happening, da, 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 da. Or you can go, no, everything is working out for me in the background. I may not be able to see it, may not be obvious. Because also when you kind of trust the process and you have faith that things are working out for you, you can also then, you come to sort of what's the word I'm looking for? When things go wrong, or it feels like there's something in your way, you can Ryan Holiday talks about the what is it? the object is the object is the way. What's the word? Oh my God. The something is the way. Anyway, the point is that often I think when things go wrong, we can easily think, oh my God, it's all going wrong. But actually, the obstacle is the way. That's what I'm trying to think of.
Yeah.
So when things don't go right for us, if we can even then lean into this idea that everything is working out for me, the obstacle is the way, you know, and also, yeah, I mean, it's just, it really, it's also all comes back down to mindset, doesn't it? Because it really, the way that you're thinking about your situation, it just is everything. And this is something that you and I talk about all the time. And going back to your situation, I mean, you have two ways of looking at this situation. You can either let yourself get really wound up and frustrated and all the rest of it, or you can, you know, carry on with this really positive mindset, trust the process, and see it through that lens. Because either way is possible. You could have two people in your situation or two people in my situation in exactly the same circumstances. One sees it one way, one sees it the other way. Ultimately, it is a choice to go, no, I'm going to have faith and I'm going to trust that this is working out for me.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's interesting. I think we spoke about this before last time, that it's that mindset also of that life is full of challenges, whatever and however challenging a situation might be. Again, it's choosing to see it, and often it's easier to see it when you're not stuck and right in the middle of it. But I think it is possible to see it as like, okay, God, this is that there will be a silver lining to this. There will be something from this which is going to help me to grow and to learn and to move forward. And you know, and for me, I really do feel that this whole bloody knee situation has really it's really helped me to slow down and to stop rushing through everything, rushing through life, and feeling like it's almost like it's a race. It just really helped me to slow down and to be more in it, because I haven't really got a choice about that. It's just got to do it. And you know, not taking away that, you know, God, I've had wobbles along this, even the last, you know, in the last few days. It's frustrating, it's hard when I'm having to rely on everybody to do most things, which I'm not very good at. So it is also, it's you know, I'm really learning to ask for help, receive help, things which are notoriously find really bloody hard. So it is hard, and I have had wobbles of frustration. However, you're right. It's a choice. I can choose to fight it, be really miserable, feel really sorry for myself, fall into being a victim. And I can see, by the way, this is another thing I've really realized, how easy it is to become that victim and stay that victim. Because I can really see how easy it is to switch. There's a real fine line.
Yeah,
To go,
there
oh, I
is.
can't do anything. I'm going to just feel really sorry for myself. And and actually it feels quite comforting to be that victim when you've got everyone running around looking after you. So it is you have to really watch that and go, okay, no, this is very temporary. And I am going to not, do that. Which again has been quite an interesting insight into how that works, which I've never really realized before as well.
But like you say, it's a fine line. It is a fine line. It really is. And so we have to be aware of that, don't we? When when we're kind of, going over to that side, to the dark side, because it is incredibly easy, and it's very, very easy. And like you say, there is comfort in that. I mean, and I think as humans, we have to really keep an eye on that, because we all have that tendency. We can have that tendency, and it can feel really good and really comforting. And there's something about sitting in your own misery that I think we all quite like, in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
In some weird warped way.
Yeah, totally. No, absolutely. It's very true. So it really is a matter of like, okay, this is a very temporary situation. It's about dealing, obviously it's about finding ways to deal with it in the way that you best can. But I think it is also just holding firm to the belief that it is very temporary,
Yeah.
and really, living in the moment, but equally knowing and sort of visualizing the future of, I keep visualizing myself like striding across the South Downs with my music on, wind in my hair, and I know that I will get back there.
Yeah.
But in between that, I'm going to have to just do a lot of work to get there, and that is part of it. But again, just trusting. I've got to really trust the physios. I've got to do everything they tell me to do. I've got the most wonderful physio, so I've just got to
Oh,
trust all of that. That those they all know they've done this before. I've not done this before.
yeah.
And also trust my body. I've got to listen to
Yeah.
my body. And again, for me, my tendency is probably to push it a little bit too much, perhaps. So I've got to listen and trust my body, and pull back when I know that it's not ready to do whatever it is to
Yeah.
do. So
Yeah. I would definitely have a tendency to do that as well,
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
Felix, my eldest, keeps telling me, "Mum, you've got to be realistic," because I keep going, "Oh well, I'll be doing this in this time, in this amount of time," and he's like, and he keeps, "No, you won't be. You've got to calm down." It's like, okay, um, but I think he's just concerned. He's like, just take it easy, and
Yeah.
you know. And I think also just you've got to give yourself grace. I think sometimes I was just sort of trying to shrug off, okay, it's just, this is lots of people do this, it happens all the time. And actually, it's a big deal, especially going on a general anesthetic.
Yeah.
Let someone go into your body, fiddle about, and yeah, it bloody hurts. And so, it's just about, yeah, giving yourself a bit of grace and yeah,
Trusting in the process.
yeah,
I think whatever it is, I think it's, I mean, we've talked about patience before, because it does a lot largely come down to having patience. And it's like, you do, trusting the process involves having, especially in your situation, having huge amounts of patience. But also I think it's, and you touched on this, it's looking at what, and this can be so irritating to hear, but, sometimes we have to look at what can I learn from this? What can I learn from this? Which is definitely something I find I find quite hard to do. You know, um, yeah. But I'm just trying to think what else we haven't covered on this. I mean, I'm not sure how much more I've got to say on this
yeah,
topic.
yeah.
I feel
I think ultimately it's just for anybody who is going through tough times, just knowing, believing, trusting that everything will be working out for you behind the scenes, and I do think it does give you comfort, and I think anybody who has any sort of faith, whatever that is, it's such a great comfort,
yeah,
and if it helps you, amazing. That's what it's there for. But I think for me, at the moment, if I didn't have that belief that it was all going to be okay, then
mm,
yeah, it would be very difficult. It would be very different, and I would be sort of worrying, oh, is this normal? Is that normal?
mm,
But actually, I am totally trusting. I'm going to be
get
great.
on
I'm
with
going
it.
to be fit and healthy before this time next year. I will be hopefully fit and
Oh
healthy
my God, 100%
and,
you will.
and great. Yeah, exactly, and I know that. So
When's the half marathon?
so I signed up to half marathon next February.
Oh, okay. So it's basically a year,
Yeah,
just under a year. Yeah.
yeah, yes.
Yeah.
So I'll be doing that. So
Yeah,
yeah, I can.
absolutely you
Yeah,
will. I have no
exactly.
doubts.
So I can't wait to be looking back over the year, going, oh my God, this
Yeah.
time last year I was
Yeah.
hobbling around. So yeah,
Imagine
it's
how good that is going to feel.
yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm
And also,
holding on to.
and also everything will taste so much sweeter. Like being able to go for a walk, just a simple act like that we take for granted, myself included, it's going to feel so much sweeter when you
Oh,
come out the other end.
exactly.
You're gonna just,
My usual walk I go into on the South Downs, most mornings, it's 45 minutes, and it is. I mean, it's pretty hilly. Oh my gosh, I haven't done that since December last year. I cannot wait. So when I can do that, it'll be so brilliant. So yes, I'll be, you will be appreciating everything so much more. So
Totally.
yeah, amazing.
All right, love.
My love.
We'll be back. I guess we'll be back on Monday talking about who knows what's right. I don't think I haven't been feeling particularly, I feel like I haven't really contributed that much to today's conversation. But anyway, it's probably nice for me to not be wanging on all the time. So I'm sure everyone's had a lovely break. It's been over to you, which is really nice.
Oh God. Well, listen, we'll be back next week.
Absolutely. All right, love. Well, have a good week. Take it easy.
Thank you. I will.
See you later. Lots of love. Bye then. Bye.